Good morning. Good morning. Goat here. So I'm going to do a 12-mile section today just to get some training. I reached out to my friend and watched a couple videos and made some adjustments on this Z-Pack. So I want to see how that carries so I can make my decision on which bag to carry for 2,196 miles. I got up this morning, I left the house, it was 32 degrees, supposed to be a high of 56. So I'm only wearing a short sleeve shirt and a light fleece. I think that'll be warm enough. So I wanted to give a shout out to my friends, John and Catherine. Oh, sorry for the wobbling. They gave me this bracelet last night. It has my contact information on it. So when I go on my journey, God forbid, should something happen, they know how to get help for me. So thanks to my friends. Love you guys. Let's go. More later. So I've been walking about a mile or so and had one slight climb. I'm going up another climb and I wanted to show you. So see the ridgeline? When I'm climbing and I want to know how much further I have to go, especially if it's a long climb, I look for the ridgeline. And most often, when I get to the ridgeline, I don't have to climb anymore. Sometimes there are false summits, but you just look for the next ridgeline. And sometimes it's tricky because the trail might look like it's going straight over the ridge, but it actually turns and then you climb some more. But it's helpful for me to look for the ridgeline. The trail is rocky, but not too bad. And I'm just gonna keep trucking. More later. Can you see that? I'm gonna go down just a short distance. Then I have to go up that mountain. Better get moving. So I made it up that little climb, and now I'm walking this ridgeline for a little bit. I've been walking it for a couple minutes, so as you can see, I'm almost ready to descend. And I've been thinking about almost 4 years ago, I was on a backpacking trip with some friends, just a one overnight, and my husband decided to go on a day hike this section, and long story short, I got a text at 10 o'clock at night from our son, one of our sons, and he said, "Mama, something's wrong with Daddy, you need to come home." Well, I was 4 miles from my vehicle and couldn't get out until the next morning. Ended up meeting my husband at the hospital. He had had a major heart attack and had to hike 3 miles back to his vehicle. He ended up having a triple bypass. Happy to report he had a strong recovery and he's doing really well. I call him my bionic man. So I'm about to hit what's called the Switchback. Instead of the trail going straight up to that ridgeline, it's going to turn to the left as indicated by double blazes. So this is called the Switchback, and further on up it should switch back again to the right to take me up over the ridge. So let's see if that happens. This is what I was talking about earlier. I look for the ridge line to see how much further I have to climb. If I couldn't see the sky through there, I would know that I'm not near the summit yet. But since I can see the sky, I think that's where I'm headed. Woodpecker just flew over. see it. Let's see. Well, anyway, you can see the trail up there, how it curves to the right, and then it's gonna go follow that ridgeline. Almost there. More later. So I'm almost to a road intersection, and I have to climb that mountain. I think that's Glade Mountain. And I think I've crossed Brushy and Locust so far. And I'm about 5 miles in. So I thought I saw some movement down there. I thought it was a wild turkey, but it doesn't appear to be moving now. I'm going to have a Snickers bar to give me some fuel to get up that climb. It doesn't look like much on camera, but I think it's going to be a good little climb. Having a great day. As you can see, there are no clouds. It's beautiful, and I like that there's still visibility because there are no leaves. All right, more later. There's a fire pit. The trail's right there. There's my Snickers. So I chose to not carry my mittens or my buff today because it's supposed to get up to 56 and clear skies. As you can see, my hands are a little bit cold, and my Snickers is a little bit hard, but it's still very tasty, and it's going to give me good calories to make that next climb. Isn't that nice? I don't think you can see it from here, but somebody dumped some bottles and cans over there. Being so close to a road, I'm guessing it's locals, maybe hunters. I don't know. And this fire pit hasn't been used in a while. I'll have a treat for you at the end of this hike. I'm hiking into this sightseeing location called Settlers Museum, and I'll give you a tour of that. That's pretty cool. Making good time. All right, more later. Look at that view. Let me see if I can zoom in. So I had a deer run across the trail from left to right, and then a couple minutes later it ran back across the trail from right to left, flag and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. And about 10 minutes ago I came upon a thru hiker by the name of Ultra Hiking Girl. She was very pleasant. She started early at Springer Mountain, so she's made a good distance. Proud of her for that. Yeah. There's I've been keeping my eye out. I know somewhere in this vicinity, hang on, I've lost the trail. There's a lot of blowdowns. I don't know if they're from last year or we had a tornado watch 2 nights ago, so I don't know if it's from that. But anyway, back in the 40s there was a plane crash in this vicinity, and I'll try to find the information. I don't remember too many details, but I'll try to find the information and put a link in. I'm climbing over a tree. Anyway, I do recall that a passenger on the plane had a broken ankle and had to hike into town. This is what I just climbed over. I made it. So I'm keeping my eye out for that. If I can find it, I will hike over to it and get some footage of it so you can see. It's a great day. I'm making incredible time. I think I am about 4 miles from my destination. So I'm gonna get there a lot earlier than I thought I would. My husband, Shaky P, is going to pick me up. I'll have to give him a call. So anyway, more later. Coming up onto some water. I don't need any, but there's a nice little, look, that's coming right out of the ground. Look at that. That's awesome. It's been a little bit rocky. Pennsylvania is known for the rocks. They call it Rocksylvania. But man, I hold the position that Virginia has its fair share. So let's see what's going on down here. Another creek. I think I'm close to the shelter. Just did some rock hopping to get across that water. So a while back up on that last ridge, I misstepped on a rock and rolled my ankle. Well, started to roll my ankle. I mean, it did bend pretty good, but these boots, I cannot praise them enough. I know that the trend the last few years has been to hike in trail runners. I've always hiked in high top boots because I know I will roll my ankles a lot, and these boots have saved me many a sprained ankle. So they're heavier, but I love these boots. I can't praise them enough. Where is the shelter? So when I come into the shelter, I will show you what that looks like. I couldn't find the wreckage. I didn't want to go too far off trail. So I think I have some pictures from when I was there previously. I'll dig those out and post them. More later. Look at this stone staircase. I want to say thank you to the trail maintenance clubs for all of the work that they do. Without them, hikers couldn't have such an easy, not that it's easy, but would have a much more difficult time hiking. Oh, I have to go under a branch. Can you hear the water? Look at the work that went into this staircase. It's so nice. Still looking for that shelter. More later. This is the trail I have to cross. The water. This rock hop. Let's see. Ooh, that rock was a little tippy. Ta-da! I made it. I made it across that. Cool beans. I think I'm about 3 miles, maybe 3 miles or less from my destination for the day. I am going to stop at the shelter and have some lunch and move on from there. More later. Can you see it? Right there's the shelter. It looks so tiny from here. Let's walk down, grab a seat, grab some lunch, talk a little bit about my pack adjustments. Rocky. More rock hopping across the water. I did it. So sometimes trail maintenance clubs put up informational posters, which is helpful. A couple of years ago they did a short relocation of the trail, but they never date the posters and they never remove them, so you never know. I never know how relevant the information is. So this is Chatfield Memorial Shelter. There's really no space for tenting. It's probably listed as sleeping 6, but let's see. A little bit of information. There's a privy up there. Okay, oh, so there's a spot for a tent. Just one. Okay, so what I did was I contacted my friend and asked him about this Z-Pack. Told him what I was experiencing, and he suggested that maybe I adjust the arc to it. And then I watched a video and gathered some information about adjusting all of the straps. So it is carrying better today than it did the other day. When I put it on this morning, it felt good. I hiked for about 1 minute and I thought, oh, that's pushing into my lower back again. I don't know if this is going to work. But the pressure only lasted like I said, about 1 minute. And it's carried really well today, so I'm thankful for that. And then what happened? I wanted to show you this chest strap. The bottle pocket sleeve, water bottle sleeve. I really like this. I'm finding I'm drinking more today because this is so easily accessible. Even more accessible than the system on my backpack, which has 2 elastics in the bottle. It just holds the bottle there, but I found I could never get the elastics tight enough. My bottle was always dropping, and it was a pain to maneuver 2 elastics, so I didn't drink as much. This is very convenient, so I'm drinking more. It also has the hip pockets, which I can fit a lot of snacks in here, and I have miscellaneous small gear in this one, so it's working really nice for me. I'm gonna have some lunch, more later. What's for lunch today? So I found this at Walmart. It's almond butter. Comes in this nice little small pouch, and it has 190 calories and 7 grams of protein. I like it. And then I have a hazelnut spread, which has 210 calories and 2 grams of protein. That's per 2 tablespoons. I probably use 1 tablespoon per sandwich. And then I'm eating a wrap that has 5 grams of protein and 160 calories. So one sandwich is 350, about 450 calories. And let's say 157 and about 12 grams of protein. So that's a really good lunch. I'm gonna eat and head on. More later. So I had lunch and I hiked for about 5 minutes. I came to this road. There's no indication of where the trail is. So I'm gonna, oh, there's a post. Haha. So there was this blowdown, and that's why I didn't see the trail. There's a blaze. Too bad the post is tipped over a little bit. There we go. Goat stood it back up. That might help some other hikers. Alright, so let's negotiate this. Ooh, Nelly. Steep. Wow, that's the top of this tree. I fell off, broke off. Okay, moving on. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, and I'm sure I'll mention it again. I really dislike rhododendron tunnels. It's just the visibility is nil. I just don't like it. I try to make a lot of noise. I'm not a fan. I guess if they were in blossom, it would be really pretty, and so that's what I need to focus on. Okay. They are kind of pretty. I mean, it makes a tunnel, and that's kind of neat. I just don't like the lack of visibility. Oh, what's going on here? Ooh. There's been a lot of blowdown, branches, tree limbs, and things of that nature in the trail. And I was watching a couple other YouTube thru hikers, and up near Parisburg, it's just a mess. The power lines are down. They'll probably have that cleaned up by the time I get through there. So anyway, more later. Here's a little log bridge across the creek. Let's see if I can navigate this. Ta-da! More rock hopping to get across the creek. That's my path right there. I was coming up this section a few years ago, and I stopped for water to get a sip, and I heard some noise under some of the bushes, and I turned and looked, and I saw 4 baby mink, and I pulled my camera out hoping to get a picture, but those little buggers are fast, and they scurried along and hid under another bush. Oh, that's pretty. And I never did get a picture, but that's one of my fondest memories, and probably the coolest thing, well, one of the coolest things I've ever experienced in the woods. So let's see, past some power lines here, and there might be one other, I can't remember. Yeah, there's one more. Then I will be coming down into the Settlers Museum. I passed the homestead, and I chose to not go down in there right now. I was thinking about saving that for my through hike. Unless I can't reach my husband by phone to tell him to pick me up earlier, because I'm about 2 hours ahead of schedule. Then if I have to wait those 2 hours, then I'll wander down to the homestead and get some pictures of it. But it's been a really good day. This tread is nice. Okay, more later. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can hear the electricity buzzing through those lines. I hate walking through here. Years ago, a local Boy Scout leader told his troop that if you carry a fluorescent light bulb up here and stand under the lines, the bulb will actually illuminate. This makes me wonder what that's doing to my body. Look at that fencing down there. That's pretty. So anyway, I'm going to scurry on through here. Can you hear it? I'm not a fan. So I can see through the trees. There's a building down there. I wonder if there's a one-room schoolhouse that was used in the 1800s. I think it's called Lindemood. We'll find out when we get down here. That's pretty cool. During the summer months, somebody goes in and leaves tote boxes full of snacks for the thru hikers. That's really nice. I know they appreciate it. I've even read stories where thru hikers have slept in the schoolhouse. So the shelter's about 2 miles behind me. And then the next shelter is not for maybe, I want to say 16 miles. There are tent pads about 5 miles north from here. Okay, let's have more rhododendron. I'm hoping I'll have service down here so I can call my husband and avoid a 2-hour wait. And I even contemplated hiking further because the next road crossing is 2 miles, and I could make that. But again, I don't know if I would have self-service, and that's not where we agreed to meet. Nor do I want to do too many miles and hurt myself. I'm trying to gradually work into it. I've been doing 10s, 11, 12s. Oh my gosh, somebody hung some sweatpants over here. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but let's see if I can zoom in. Sweatpants. I don't get it. So this is the Settlers Museum. Let's see, another tree to climb over. Oh gosh. So carrying a backpack that weighs anywhere from 20 to, I don't know, one guy this year is carrying like 60 pounds. It definitely alters your center of gravity and momentum. So, yeah. So when I raised the leg to climb over that tree, the pack swung a little bit, kind of flung me around. So I'll have to get used to that. Just be aware of it. Let's see. So I made it. Chatfield Shelters 1.8. So Highway 16. What is? It says it's 8.6. I think it's further than that. I think maybe it crosses 16 a couple different places. So let's see. And a lot of times the signs don't match the mileage on gut hooks or AWOL's trail guide, because the trail gets relocated from time to time, pieces of it, not the entire thing. So here is Lindemood School, 1894. Wow. One-room schoolhouse. Okay, so let's see. Not sure why they have this roped. They have shutters on the windows. Let's see. Donations. Hikers. So, check this out. Hello hikers, I'm pleased to announce that we now have a AT passport stamp. Please come to Visitor Center to sign our register and get your 1894 Lindemood School house stamp. Thank you. So there are different locations along the Appalachian Trail where you can get a passport stamp. I met a guy a couple of years ago. He had just graduated from college and he was carrying his degree and having the passport stamp put on that. So this looks like it's the path. Piedmont Appalachian Trail hikers maintain this section. That's good to know. Let's check out these desks. I love it. I love it. And you know what is interesting about this? Check out that picture. So I have one very, very similar to that in my house that my grandmother gave me for high school graduation. It's the mirror image of that. And it might not be exactly the same, but it is incredibly close. Let me see what this says. The Old Oaken Bucket by Jerome Thompson. That's good to know because I don't think I have any information on mine's a print like this one. Jerome Thompson, 1860. That is so good to know. I'm glad I saw that. Let's see. Well, Stowe says this is the 1894 Lindemood School, one of the 62 one-room schools in Smith County at that time. Each school usually had 7 grades taught by one teacher who earned about $30 per month. The school year ran from late October through March. This school was used until 1939. 7 grades. Wonder how many students on average. If the walls could talk. There used to be a list of offenses and fines for the school children, such as if the girls were playing with the boys, they would get so many lashes. Things like that. It was really interesting. Okay, I'm not sure. I wish that would close. Okay, so looks like that's the privy. Maybe that was the well. Not sure. Okay, I'm going to walk over here to the parking lot and see if I can call my husband. And more later. Well, I couldn't reach my husband by phone, so it looks like I'm stuck here for the next hour and a half. Because I have some extra time, I will walk on down to the 1890 farm and show you what that looks like. I don't know if I can get through. I might have to climb the gate. Oh, no, I can get through right here. Okay. So this was a cabbage farm. Cabbage used to be a very common commodity back in the day. I think this was the cabbage capital. I know in the past, I think there's a cherry grove down here and maybe some apple trees. And the people who manage this museum let the public come in and pick, which always interested me, but because the power lines are right there, I never took advantage of that. I don't want that stuff in my food. Oh, the moon's out. Pretty. Man, it's a beautiful day. And my hands have warmed up. All right, when I get down here, I'll continue. There's an outhouse. Pretty house. Looks like a paddock. It says granary. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. There's a couple wagons, or a carriage and a wagon. Pasture. Oh, look at that. Nice balcony, porch, swing. Check out this bench. That is cool. I bet my dad could make that. I just peeked in the window. I'd freak out if I saw somebody in there. It would scare me very much. Let's see. Wood house, meat house. Wash house. Nice. Where I'm from, we would call this a stream. I think in this region they call it a creek or a crick. Here's a well house. There's probably a stable over there. It's beautiful back here. That's a root cellar, that little white building. That goes back to the AT. Let's see. Farm shop. Hillside plow. Turning plow. Oh, look at that rake. That's awesome. Hoops. Corn crib. Ugh, I wonder how many rats are in there. Chicken house. It's too bad they don't turn this into a living museum. That would be kind of neat. A spigot for water, which is kind of curious to me since the creek's right there. Barn. Isn't that a pretty house? Well, there you go. It's starting to smell like spring. Root cellar. Okay, gonna head back to the road and wait for my husband. See these tubes? They're made out of mud, and they're made by an insect called a mud dauber. I get them on my house. So I've been following this guy's YouTube channel. He's a thru hiker. He goes by the name of Quicksand, and I've been hoping to catch up with him when he came through this area, because I wanted to offer him some trail magic. Well, when I took the time to walk down to the farm, the homestead farm, I was just coming back to the Settlers Museum property near the road, and I saw 2 hikers and a dog walking across the field. I'm sure that was him, because he's been hiking with Iceman and his dog Duke. I'm sure that was them. I'm like, dang, I missed him by 2 minutes. Ugh. And then it's I can smell smoke here, so I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, you can't see it, but there's a hawk up there. That's so awesome. Okay, more later.